Cam, you did a lot of riding yesterday. It's less about the GC this race and more about helping the others?
Yeah, definitely. It's about looking after the other boys. My first race back off the track worlds, so I haven't raced on the road since Torino Adriatico, and I've got some goals coming up after this with California and Swiss. So this week's about helping the boys and just getting my road legs back.
What's your opinion of the track worlds? You had a nice campaign there?
Yeah, it was good. It was a highlight of my career to win in front of a home crowd and take my point score world title back, and my third one. So it was real special. And the Madison, we couldn't quite get the victory, but we're on the podium again. So 2 races to be on the podium twice in Australia was something special.
Can you talk about your decision to retire from track racing in an Olympic year? I mean, some people might wonder about the timing.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard decision, that's for sure. I had a lot of thinking on it, and I've decided to stay with the road this year. And the decision was because the point score and the Madison aren't no longer in the Olympic Games, and that was hard for me to try and drop those events over the last couple of years. I haven't done the team shoot in about a year and a half since the Commonwealth Games in 2010, and I just think that it's time for me to go on the road mentally and physically. I had achieved 6 world titles and 3 Com Games on the track, and unfortunately I don't get to go to the Olympics, but yeah, that's the decision I made.
You rode well in Torino Adriatico. You're starting to show your climbing abilities. Can you talk about the transition from track to road and what you hope to achieve?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a process working towards getting my climbing a little bit better. I know that I can work towards being a general classification rider in week-long stage races in the next couple of years, and Torino Adriatico was a real confidence booster to show that I could do that. And it's always been hard going from the track to the road. You're coming from efforts that are, my longest race is a 50-minute race, to stages in Torino that was 7 hours, so it's definitely quite challenging. But now that I'm doing more road, doing more tours and longer kilometres, I think I'm starting to step up and improve my climbing and hopefully be able to go well in some tours this year.
What's the climbing improvements been down to? Is it weight? Is it practicing climbing, or what is it? I
think it's consistency. Normally I would be on the track for a month or so, and then I'd be back on the road, but I'd only get a month or so on the road, and then I'd be back, and I'd keep switching. Whereas now, consistently in my training, I'm going over more climbs. My weight's come down a little bit, and yeah, so that just makes your power to weight on climbs so much better, and it enables you to stay longer in the front group.
There's a big climb today. You have been working in the race, so will you try and test your legs at all today, or is it about saving it for the days ahead?
I think Daniel, African Dan in our team, is looking forward to today's climb, so hopefully I can be at the bottom of the last climb. There's a lot of climbing in between now and the finishing climb, so hopefully I'll be there and I'll help him up that last climb as much as I can. But in terms of my own objections, it'll be to help him.
Sure. Past this, what's your schedule like, and what are your targets for the rest of the year?
So I've got California coming up in a couple of weeks. Going to test the legs on the general classification there. It's got a longer time trial, 28k, which can set me up for the general nicely. It's been hard. I'm trying to push it after the track worlds to try and get my climbing up to that level again that I was at Torino. But if it's not quite there in Cali, then I've got Tour de Suisse afterwards, which I'm really looking forward to, and hopefully I can test my climbing ability even more there.
And presumably Tour de France after that?
Not at this stage. There's always a possibility, but we've got a very strong lineup, so we've got to wait to see who's going to be in that team, and maybe a couple of results in California and Swiss could push my way in there, but I'm not too worried. I'm still developing as a rider and using other tours like Swiss and California as good learning experiences, and I might look towards the World Tour at the end of the year.
Okay. Just the atmosphere in the team, how are you finding it?
Yeah, great. It's really relaxed here in Tour of Turkey. There's guys getting ready for the Giro, a few guys coming off the Classics, and then a couple of us coming off the track world. So with this team here, it's been really good. Gossie's sprinting really well, and we're just trying out a few different tactics in the lead-out trains and that. And in general, Green Edge has had a fantastic start to the year. We're probably over-excelled where we thought we'd be, and definitely got a few more victories than we thought we would. But it's been an exciting start for a new team, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
Just finish up Olympics. Do you have targets for that?
I mean, it's very hard to make the road team on the Olympic for the Australian squad. I mean, you only get 5 riders and a couple of them have to be time trialists. So with the likes of Matt Goss for the sprint, Simon Gerrans, Cadell Evans, I mean, the list is endless with the Aussie team. It's very hard to make, but we'll see. You've got to get results to be able to make that squad, and I've got a couple of tours to try and prove that. But yeah, you never know.